family, it's Marv, one rep at a time. Kind of a weird camera angle, I know, but we're gonna go over the rear cable fly or rear raise for your rear delts, whatever the hell you wanna call them. We're gonna use a cable machine. So like a reverse pec deck, I like cables for this exercise because it keeps continuous tension on the rear delt, which is your rear shoulder. So it's a small part right here that a lot of people leave undeveloped. And doing so really makes leaves like a hole in your physique. When you have rear delts, which I have fairly decent developed delts, really changes your physique. This is a great way to work on building them. So it keeps continuous tension on them. And unlike the standard dumbbell raise, which I'll include the link down below for the rear fly or rear raise, whatever you want to call it, we're not relying on gravity. So with continuous tension, the muscle is always under load. Now, super common is people either go too heavy or they misinterpret what they're trying to do. So what I want is our shoulder blades to mean what's known as a protracted position. So if you put your hands out in front of you, your shoulder blades spread apart. If I bring my arms back, right, and I squeeze, my shoulder blades come together, that's retracted. If you go too heavy or you misinterpret what you're trying to do, you're going to be just moving your shoulder blades and squeezing them. You can see the back view, right? I'm squeezing behind me. That is taking the tension off of our shoulder and recruiting our middle trap and our rhomboids. So a lot of people, yes, they think they're hitting their rear delts, aka your rear shoulders, but they're going too darn heavy or they're squeezing their back. It's not a back exercise. It is a very small muscle in the back of our shoulders. Yes, the middle and upper back will work some, but we're trying to limit that. So go light. And the biggest cue I could give you before I even show you, anything is don't think hands back, think hands wide. Thinking hands wide will increase the odds that you're not moving your shoulder blade as much. I don't want us to be squeezing the back with each rep. So squeeze the back, you take the tension off, you're just totally bastardizing the movement, for lack of a better word. So you're gonna do a shoulder width or staggered stance. Now you're gonna do cross arm, right? So whatever arm is on top of set one, just switch it. Now I'm gonna be looking up at you, but typically I want you to look straight ahead, but otherwise you would just see the bill of my hat. Ain't gonna look very good. So shoulder width stance, or staggered, whatever you want to do is your preference. We're trying to lock the arms in so I'm not extending, because then that's going to bring my triceps into work. And I'm thinking this is the start and end position, so right before they cross, okay, is I want you to think hands wide as you can without retracting, back. Good. Hands wide, wide. Go. As soon as you start feeling your shoulder blades start to recruit, right, and start to move, that's your range of motion. Wide. Good. So you can see the back view, hopefully. I'm trying to keep my shoulders in that wide position. So if I think wide, they're going to stay there more. Breathing could be inhale. So I want you to control it. Slow. We're not going too heavy. Wide. Okay, I know the video is shaking a little bit. Sorry, the cable machine's shaking because I am. Okay, so that is what I want you to do. So then the next set, my left hand was on top. So now my right hand's gonna be on top. You could use handles, but I just grip here. Okay, if you want to use handles, by all means, I grip here. Okay, so we get our shoulder blades, I don't want us, with shoulder, I want chest tall. I don't want us to be drooping down or leaning way far back to recruit other muscles. So good posture, shoulder width or staggered stance. Lock the elbows in. Think wide. So right here, I'm good. As soon as I go that, my shoulder blades squeeze. So my end range of motion is not actually perpendicular to my sides. It's just gonna be where you feel that your back starts to take over, and it is what it is. That's how I want you to do a rear cable fly. Now, I prefer standing. You could do them seated as well. I prefer standing, but play around with whatever. And then obviously this would be the same type of idea when you're doing a reverse pec deck, right? So you would put the handles in front of you. You would sit down, obviously, and you're just trying to go wide, keep the shoulder blades protracted, so not together. And then as soon as you feel them start to squeeze, absolutely you've gone too far. We're trying to keep the tension on this little muscle. So drop your ego, lighter weight than you would think. Get the good contraction. See if you can get them to fill with blood and get a pump going. See if you can get them to be sore, okay? Face pulls are my favorite way for rear delts. These are my second, or any sort of rear delt fly. We have other options as well, but I think these are the two best, is a face pull and a rear fly. So give us a shot, and this is how I want you to do it, 1 rep at a time.